What's up, guys? This Topics here, and we have a plus 12 workshop commentary. So, I usually split this first room. It's just not necessary to pull the whole room in one unless we're doing like a rank 1 key, world record key. But especially in pugs, on this key level, I would just split it. Make sure that everybody gets their kicks and dodges the ground AoEs. But yeah, this is my 5th out of 8th commentary that I'll be doing at a minimum. I want to make sure I have one of every dungeon. So we're getting there. But yeah, I'm just going to chain to the next pull, and then there's 3 kicks here, so we're just going to kill this off and then chain into the next one. I think after this I have the Rookery, Dark Flame Cleft, and Cinnabar Meadery to do commentaries on still. And I know that my Priory commentary was like a plus 7, so I might still redo that one. Just because like the way I'm pulling is going to be so different than what was seen in that commentary. So that's most likely why. So you might get 9 commentaries this season. So, finishing this pull off. Again, you could probably do this whole pull in a minute. Remove this chat cover here. Probably do this whole pull in a minute if you pulled the whole room with Lust. We didn't even Lust. So, definitely going to split the pulls up with no Lust and a pug. So these bosses, you want to kill them together, so make sure you're kind of DPSing them evenly throughout the fight. These hammers on the side are to remove the boss's platinum plating when he puts it on. You'll see the cast on the right side there above the boss's health. So every time he puts platinum plating on, you want to hit him with this hammer to remove the plating, because it's basically like an enrage. You don't want him doing all of his abilities with platinum plating on, because it'll just hurt more and it'll be worse for the group. I typically overkill this boss, and I literally just stand under the hammer the entire time, and I just like constantly hit him with the hammer, make sure that he never gets platinum plating ever on him, and then when the hammer's broken, I kite over to the next hammer. You actually don't have to do this. You could tank him kind of more in the open, and then once he gets the platinum plating, kite him over to this hammer to get hit. But there's just kind of the way that I play this. I don't think there's really a downside to hitting with the hammer over and over again. But I just wanted to make sure that's clear. And then other than that, you just got to dodge the stuff on the ground. So the saws that go around and the bombs. And then make sure the bosses die together. So I'm going to skip forward a little bit. So boss is done, rolling down. And now I'm going to pull this waste unit, and then two of the gunk adds. One here, one there. And you can pull a little bit bigger than this even. You can probably go pull one more if you want, but again, this is a pug, and it's not like our back's going to be up against the wall with time. So you really want to trust your healer here, because the corrosive gunk puts absorb shields on people, and then the waste unit does an AoE, so your healer's going to want to heal off the absorb shield before the AoE goes out so that he can also AoE the team. But again, like I said, you could probably pull one more thing here. Because as you can see, I'm doing another pull that's basically the same. It's the waste unit and the 2 metal gunks. I have seen some high key pushers do this hallway in 2 pulls. They basically would have done half of this with the other pull I just did, and then just pull the entire rest of the hall. But again, in a pug, you could probably split this into 3 pulls, and you'd be fine. And you can stun the corrosive gunk that gets put on people, by the way. You'll see that punctures a tank bleed, by the way, but I don't really think it hurts that much. I didn't even have a defensive up for that, and it didn't really do anything. Yeah, so you can stun the corrosive gunk if you want to not have it put a absorb shield on your team. It'll just delay it though. They'll keep casting it, but you can at least prolong it. Like if it's going to overlap bad with the Mega Drill AoE. Yeah, so we're gonna finish this off. I'm gonna skip. And now I'm pulling the Junkyard dogs. I wouldn't do more than like 5 of these at once. I think probably 4 is all that you want to do in a high key even, because these really, really hurt. They'll jump to people and do damage to them, so the damage will get overwhelming for your healer if you pull too many of these. Also, I think I pulled this corner one, but you actually don't have to do this. You don't need it for percentage. You can see I'm getting a little... So let me point this out. I would not do this. Pulling 6 dogs, your healer's probably not going to be able to keep up with the damage, so I just wanted to point this out. This is definitely a mistake on my part. I should not have pulled this many. But just, yeah, personal note, anybody watching this, do not pull 6 Junkyard dogs. Someone will probably die if they get leaped on multiple times. As you can see, the hunter just almost died there. Yeah, don't pull more than 4 of these. And you don't need that extra one in the corner, like I pointed out. You can avoid it the entire boss fight. I think I only like to pull it in pugs in case someone butt pulls it. I don't want like a Junkyard dog hopping around during the boss fight. But then again, you know, 1 dog's probably not going to do anything during the boss fight. Nobody's going to die from 1 dog being pulled at the boss, so it's probably a better idea to leave that corner one. Because as you can see, like, we lost the healer, we lost the hunter. There's just too much damage going out. So now we got to sit here and waste, you know, 20 seconds rezzing and topping people up. So that was my mistake. Shouldn't have pulled that many. So I apologize. So yeah, the hunter's up, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull this. So yeah, you gotta dodge the airdrop that comes down, and then the boss is going to do Blazing Chomp, which is a magic dot, but it needs to be dispelled, and as soon as it's dispelled, it does like a group-wide AoE, so... and then you just get behind this block for cover. The boss position was bad there, but as you can see the rest of the fight, I'm basically going to position the boss right beside the box, so that melee can get as much uptime as possible. There's like a weird bug where if you're on the corner properly, you can like... Depending on where the boss is positioned, you can potentially attack it even while behind the box, but I'm not attempting that in a pug, and I actually don't even know if they patched that. But as you can see, I'm tanking the boss right beside the box so that melee can get as much uptime as possible before they come in line of sight. And then the only other mechanic is the leaps the boss is about to do. They'll leap to 3 people and do damage, so you want to make sure that you have a defensive for when the boss leaps to you, if the key is high enough. I don't know if it's really one-shotting people on this key level. No, it's only about 40% of their health, so probably don't really need defensive. But what I guarantee you'll need a defensive for in high keys is when the healer dispels the tank's magic dot. You know, when the tank gets the magic dot on him, everyone will probably want to pop a DR, and the healer will wait like 2 seconds to make sure everyone gets a defensive up before dispelling. As you can see, the healer there waited about 4 seconds, make sure people were aware that that dispel was going to go off. And that's the fight. I'm going to skip this because we don't have any more deaths or anything like that. Now next, fun little obstacle course here. While walking up this, you want to get through it as fast as possible so that someone can press a button at the end. And I want to show you guys where I'm standing here to do this leap effectively, so I'm going to rewind it and pause. But if you have a DH, they can like double jump. If you have a lock, you can do lock gate. So I basically stood right here. So you want to stand like right on this bolt or in front of it to get like max leap range. And you basically turn around and just leap up here to this ledge. and then you can just walk the rest of the way and press this button, and it'll turn off the flame vents that shoot people to allow them to safely get there the rest of the way. So I just wanted to make sure I showed you guys that. Now I think this is a pug. My teammates are having some issues, as you can see on the map here. You know, the flame vents are even off and they're still kind of way behind for some reason, so couldn't tell you what was going on out there, but it took them quite a while. Wasted like 30 seconds here. Next thing, when you pull the one hostile mob here with the red health bar, or whatever color your player has it, you want to make sure you don't like hit anything else, so you can see I'm not like tagging anything, because you don't want to aggro more mobs than you have to. So then you want to kind of group these. I put my Ravager down on the floor before those even spawn, so that like it immediately grabs aggro. And then yeah, you just got to kick these two Tinkers, make sure their casts don't go off. One of my pugs asked if we should lust this spider, and I said no, absolutely not. The spider's a joke, it doesn't do anything. Don't ever lust this area, because the spider that spawns literally just does a frontal, and that's it. It does nothing else. So these defense spots, you want to target the one that says defense bot 2 or 3. It says defense bot 3 on my screen. That's the one that's going to do this AoE coming up in a second here. The short out. So you want to prioritize damage on this one to make sure it doesn't get to the second short out, because on high keys, your healer's going to need a cooldown, or you're going to need a party defensive for this. So if you can beat the second short out, that's going to be a huge win. One less defensive that has to be used, or scary moment for your healer to heal through. I don't know if we beat it here. Doesn't look like it. We're going to get... Yeah, we got one tick of the short out, so that's not too bad. But yeah, this spider here, or whatever you want to call it, looks like a spider. It looks like a mini Halandrus from Sepulchre. But yeah, it literally just does that frontal and nothing else. There's a little bit of damage going out to the group, but it's nothing too crazy. Just a little bit of AoE damage to heal up. And then you just want to get in the safe zone here. So it's literally just dodging frontal, getting in the safe zone, and then your healer topping up the group. But as you can see, the damage is really... It's really not much at all. So this thing's a joke. So I'm going to skip here. So for the obstacle course... If this bot is back here, you can go to the left, but most of the time it's standing here, so you just cut to the right. And standing in the smoke, waiting to see what happens. You can cut here, but again, you can also go to the right again. So most often at the beginning of this course, I go right and right. That seems to be what I usually do. And sometimes you can sneak through the middle there, but I also often find myself just jumping this box. It's pretty safe going this way. If you go in the middle, there's like 4 of them. So that in my opinion is the safest route to go. Just go right at the beginning, then go left to this box, and then wait until this bot passes you to the left. You'll see what happens here. So this bot is going to move, and there's going to be like a sliver of space to get through, and people always try and make it for some reason and get stunned. You'll see here. So this guy right here got stunned because he tried to make it, realize he didn't have time, and now he's going to get sent back. So always wait till it comes back this way, and then you have a huge gap to walk here. Because it's better you wait 3 seconds for it to come back than to have to do the whole course again, which takes 30 seconds, and now your team's waiting for you. You have less DPS on this pack, so my team's asked me to go though because we don't want to wait for the hunter to redo the course, so I just go ahead and pull this pack. This pack definitely can be dangerous. We have 3 casters that need to be kicked. There's like a Giga Wallop, there's a tune-up, and then eventually there's going to be a short out, I think. Let me see. Oh no, there's no... I don't think we're going to get a short out here. But yeah, so there's 3 casters. And it can just take a while if you don't have your full party here DPSing, so You want to take your time with the obstacle course back there. There's these squirrels that come out that you have to dodge as well. So now we're going to be at the third boss. I've heard a lot of people say that this is like the hardest boss this season. It's like one of the worst bosses ever. You always want to lust this boss, send all cooldowns. As a tank, this boss is a joke, but I find it easy. I mean, you can get hit with gears as a tank and it does nothing. But as a DPS and healer, this boss is probably terrible because you get hit by like one thing and you're just insta-dead. Hit by the flame, hit by a gear, you're just dead. So it's a lot of dodging and moving. But yeah, basically just dodge the beams, dodge the gears, and go DPS the ad when the ad is up, and that's literally the whole fight. So I think the reason that DPS and healers hate this again is because they have to constantly move. So if you're a caster, this is like the worst fight ever because you just have very few moments in this fight to stand still in DPS. This is one of them right now. But from this point till the end of the fight, you're basically constantly moving, and there's more and more gears that populate the boss arena, so it gets harder and harder the longer the fight goes, which is why you want to lust this always. But I don't believe anything catastrophic happens, so I'm going to kick this forward a bit. Yeah, nobody died, so... this next one, you want to pull these things together. It's just inefficient to do them separately, so you're going to pull them together here. And this is definitely a heal check because these spider tanks do constant AoE damage the entire time they're up, so your healer's going to eventually fall behind if they don't have enough throughput. So you can send CDs here and just dodge their frontal, and that's about it. Definitely don't be afraid to press a defensive or like a health pod if you're falling low, because it's very healing intensive, this spot for your healer. So then we're going to take this little ship. So we're running Disrupting Shout as a Prot Warrior tank where you have your AoE kick. That's also an AoE taunt. Do not use that here because you're going to need it to get past the trash after this, which I'm going to explain in a second. But do not use your AoE kick on this pack here. Otherwise you won't have it, and I'll explain that later. But anyways, there's a caster here, and then there's actually two defense bot 3s that are going to do the short outs. So your team can get inside the shield to reduce the damage they take from the short outs. So you want to make sure that you're pulling the packs away from the shields enough so that you're not cleaving it down, because if you cleave the shields down too much and they're not there, your group's not going to have anything to hide under while the short out's going on. So that's basically all you do with this pack. Kick the caster and just make sure you're kiting the mob away from the shields so that your group can use it. So what's going to happen after this is, as you can see, we're at 100%. This dungeon is completely linear W key, where you can't really do anything but reach full percentage at this point. And so you want to try and skip this trash if possible, which it's very finicky. So there's a couple things you can do. The thing that the tank will always have to do, though, is pull the trash to this corner over here, and then your group can run past. Because if you're over here holding aggro and you run and the group runs past before you die, then they're not going to have aggro, and they can kind of run all the way to the top, go into the boss room, and they'll be fine, and then your team can just res you. If you have a lock, they can put a gate here to the top to make it quicker, so you just wait for the tank to pull to the side, and then the group quickly takes the gate once these ads up here are out of the way. If you're like a priest, you can fade, or druid or rogue, you can like meld, you can go you can invis or shroud or whatever, just to kind of help reduce aggro, because I have seen times where people running by will still get aggro for some reason because These mobs, maybe you're going to send a squirrel out to them, or maybe they start doing an AoE and the person gets hit because they're too close. But either way, you'll kind of see what I do here. So I basically target one of those, come here, and I send my AoE kick to make sure that they're silenced, and I can pull them over to the side here. And then you see my team runs past. The reason I stunned it here is because I want to make sure that they're like not sending out squirrels, they're not trying to do AoEs or anything like that, just trying to help reduce my team from getting aggro. So we'll see, you'll see what happens here. So this guy right here is too slow, because he took too long to get by, where something started targeting him. And I'll put this back so you guys can see that again. Went back a little too far. I think it's important that you see this, how it works. So AoE kick, silence, pull them to the corner. So you can see these people are ahead using a movement ability. This guy's not. He probably should have used Divine Steed. I don't know if he had his horse available, but like you can see they're all the way up here and he's still in front of the mobs, and you'll see that he gets targeted here with an ability. So he comes here, he dies. I die, everything's fine. Group lives, and then we just wait for a res. So that's kind of what you have to do. If you're a VDH, you can grab aggro, wait till everyone passes, and you can fly up here and shadow meld to drop aggro. But as a Prot warrior, you kind of have to do it that way. But it still works. It saves, even though you have to die, it still saves you a ton of time. So I'm probably not going to show this thing because this thing's easy. You just dodge the orbs, and then everybody gets targeted with Mega Zap. They have to press a defensive. But this thing is really scripted and boring, so I'm probably going to skip this. So now we're at the final boss. Typically you would lust this, or you press lust once it comes back up. But yeah, just send all CDs, pump this thing. You're basically just going to dodge the orbs. If you get targeted with the beam, you're going to stand still. Everyone else can move. Do not be swinging this beam around. So you can see how I'm standing still. The only reason you should ever move with a beam on you is if you have to dodge an orb. But even then, try and move as little as possible to dodge the orb, because you do not want multiple people to get hit with that thing, because it leaves a nasty dot. And on a high key, your healer is actually going to be struggling to heal that dot on you when you get hit with the beam, so you do not want extra people getting hit with that. And then this like magnetic pull is just going to be AoE healing for your healer again. So, and that's basically the fight, guys. It's the whole fight. I think we finished this off rather smooth. Can kick it forward here. Oh, looks like a couple people die actually. What happened here? Yeah, so I think at the very last second, 2 people got hit with like the beam. Really weird. I guess they just kind of lost focus, thinking that the fight was going to end before that ability went off. So, but anyways, we kill this this dude with no HP, and that's the key. So you can see we had 7 deaths, and we're still like 4.5 minutes under time. So if this was cleaner, there's a chance that this could have been a 2 chest, because you're obviously losing DPS when you're dying as well. Yeah, this timer's actually not bad if you're clean on like a 12 or 13. Might start getting tight on a 14, but hope you guys enjoy this commentary. Like again, I said, I have 3 dungeons left to do, and I will do them when I get good footage of it, but stay tuned, because I actually have like a huge catalog of VODs to put out there. I have like 6 videos saved of keys I've recently timed, because I'm getting into the 13s now, so you guys are going to start seeing a lot of plus 13 keys get posted. So, which they're getting fun, right? Like these keys are getting fun now that we're getting into 13s, because now stuff actually hurts. You actually need good damage to time the keys. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.